Okay, welcome to another Technical Technician video from Dive Nation. This is going to be a quick case study that was already completed. It is a 2006 Ford Escape with a 3-liter. I'm going to give you just some information. It came in with an intermittent misfire, and I put a scanner on it, and we had a PO302 for cylinder number 2, and then I got out, and as you can see on the screen, immediately what I wanted to check relative compression, because it's always good to prove out engine mechanical. Here is our information for this engine. As you can see, it is a 3-liter Ford Escape 2006. It flagged a PO302. Firing order is 142536. That'll be kind of important during this presentation, because we're going to look at certain things. Anyway, you can take a snapshot of that. But anyway, as you can look on the scope, that is the relative compression, and it proved out to be good. We don't see any anomalies there. It's pretty steady. Our mountains and our valleys are pretty even, and I had already scanned it. As I said, I got the code, and then the next thing I did was I'm going to put a transducer in the tailpipe, and I'll go to that capture and I'll talk about it, what I come up with. This was shot on August 18th this year. Get this capture up and we'll talk about it. It's loading. Okay, as you can see on our scope, we have 2 channels. Let's stretch the blue guy. The blue guy is that's a cop one. That's a paddle that I put on cylinder 1. I reached back because that is on the back bank of this front-wheel drive engine, and I put that paddle right out of one because I wanted to use that as a trigger. And the second channel red is the transducer in the tailpipe. So right now, as I said, this problem was intermittent. It acted up more so under load, occasionally at idle. So as we can look at the screen, we can see the triggered cylinder, which is cylinder 1, our firing order being 142536. I initially want to talk about the red traces. That's the transducer in the tailpipe. And we're pretty much anomaly free down here. As you can see, we don't have any outstanding negative pulls, which would imply a misfire. And we're going to see that later, but for now we can look at it and say we're anomaly free. And but something I wanted you to point out is look at the top, look at the alteration on the top, and I'm going to deem that normal, because this is a V engine with 2 banks that bifurcate into a single tailpipe, and you have 1 transducer in that tailpipe, and as the pressure pulses come off the engine, the dynamics would imply they're going to look a little different. That's normal. As we notice. Let's concentrate. Let's pick one pull to analyze, and we'll use that as a reference, just to show you something here. We'll go to 720 degrees. We're triggered on cylinder 1, and we'll put 4 partitions in right here. So we know right here, this is the number 1 firing, about at the top of the center. This is a descending cylinder 1. This exhaust valve opens here, so here's the pull for 1. So we would go, run the firing order here, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. But more or less, as we see, we don't see an anomaly there on the bottom. You can see the every other. And that's most likely because of the way the banks are just set up. If we call this 1, we would call this 1. So this is 1, and this would be 4, which is high, a high bank, which is on the other bank other than 1, not the 1, 2, 3 bank, 1, 4, 2, which is short, which is with bank, which is with cylinder 1, 5, which is with the 4, and then 3, which is with the 1. So the 1, 2, 3 cylinders are here, and the 4, 5, 6, or whatever, you know, it would be in sync with the fire. Nonetheless, these 1, 2, 3 tall guys are from one bank, and the short guys are from another bank. Just wanted to point that out, because sometimes you notice things on that, anytime you got a V-type engine. So basically, the next thing I did was I got the vehicle to act up, and I will show the capture, and we'll take a look at what we found. And that was shot on the 18th, and here we go. And it turned out that we had a bad coil. We had a bad coil in cylinder number 2. It'll make sense once I show you the capture, and we'll take it analyze it one channel at a time. This is pull it up. Okay. I current ramped. I got a wire in the engine harness that would be feeding both the injectors and the coils. And as you can see here, we're still triggered on, I have the cop 1 on cylinder 1, still triggered on 1, and the green channel, channel C, is we're current ramping the injectors and the coil from the same wire. They kind of branch out parallel, one goes to the injectors and one feeds the coils. As we can see here now, we definitely have an issue on one of the coils. This is coil 2, so we're not firing order from the coils. We're going to go 1, 4, 2. 2 is definitely an anomaly looking coil. 5, 3, 6. And then as far as determining our misfire, we're going to go right to, we're going to set up a fire cycle, 720 degrees. We're going to set up, first we're going to set up 4 partitions to see how we would determine that. This is cylinder 1 right here, descending from top of the center to bottom of the center. Its exhaust valve opens around here, right here. It creates this pressure pulse. Run the firing order from this pulse, 1, 4, and 2. We deem 2 a misfiring cylinder, but also what corroborates that is look at our number 2 coil. I'm going to make a comparison. Look at the flyback on all that spark scatterness happening in 2. That's way high. That stuff can spike a PCM and cause a shutdown or reset. Just be mindful of that. That's a lot of spiking. And the coil, the 1 is actually picking up. It's actually touching coil 1, but it's picking up the flyback from that bad coil on cylinder, the number 2 coil. Also look at the green channel. I'm going to get rid of the blue and just look at the green. This guy. Look at the comparison between our coils. This is the bad coil, and this is the good coil. Four-wheel multi-strike, I think it's about 1200 RPM. They triple strike the coils, and then it goes back to single strike. But this is a bad coil, and it ramps up normal on the first one. And the second one, I'm going to say it sort of ramps up normal, but that's not normal. On a good Ford coil, the second and third strike look like a shorted coil, as you can see right here. I would deem this normal. The first strike is ramped without a straight up looking ramp, and the second and third one, it is normal for them to go straight up, as you can see right here and here. Just something to bear in mind on these multi-strike Fords, but nonetheless, the bad coil is the coil we replaced. We replaced the number 2 coil. Actually, we replaced the 1, 2, and the 3 coils on this because they were in. We had to pull the plenum. They were in the back bank, but you can definitely see everything making sense on the waveform. As far as the pressure transducer, the anomaly on the red channel, the anomaly on the green channel, we can definitely pull it here. We know that would be our misfire from cylinder number 2. So anyway, this is just a quick scope video from Dive Nation, and hope you enjoyed it, and all the best.